We are joined right now by a running back for the Tampa Bay Bucks. He was an all Pac-12 player. Over 1,000 yards rushing last year, an additional 456 receiving yards last season. 22 touchdowns in 15 games at Arizona State. He was the 91st pick overall in this year's draft. Tampa Bay coming off a 13-4 season. Rachaad White is my guest. Rachaad, really nice to have you on. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Great, man. Great to have you. So it's been a couple of days since you got that phone call from Tampa Bay. I'm always curious. Go back to Friday. What's the moment like when the phone rings? Did it feel the way you expected it would?
It was surreal. It was just like kind of all the videos that you have seen in the past, and the same conversation with the coaches and things like that in the gym, Mr. Light, and them just telling you you're gonna be a Buccaneer and they want you to be a Buccaneer, and then your family, you have all the emotions and the excitement and the feelings in the back of you here. You take the phone call. It's just awesome. It's just a blessing.
Rachaad White joining us. It's one thing to get that call. It's one thing to get drafted into the NFL. But then being drafted is one thing, but getting drafted by a team that won the Super Bowl less than a year ago, won 13 games last season. You also know that Tom Brady did not come out of retirement just to be mediocre. So how much more extra motivation do you have knowing that you're coming to a team that's looking to compete for a Super Bowl right now?
Well, my motivation is it never changed. That's the same for what goals I got and the expectations I put on myself. But like you said, it's just awesome to play with the greatest player of all time. And obviously the coaching staff that Tampa Bay has, like you said, was in the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl less than a year ago. And last year was so close away from beating the Rams, who won the Super Bowl. It's just been a blessing. You know that you walk into a great situation and that I have a great opportunity ahead of me. And it's about what I make of the opportunity.
Rachaad White's joining us. He's a running back for the Bucks. In terms of what you bring to it, GM Jason Light was saying that your receiving skills are a big reason why you were drafted. So how much pride do you take in the fact that you're a back who can impact the game both as a runner and a receiver?
I take a lot of pride in that. I just naturally take a pride in being a back that can do everything. I'm a type of competitor, type of guy, playmaker, that I don't want to be taken off the field for a weakness in my game. So I make sure I don't have no holes in my game, no weakness, and I do everything to the best of my ability. And the receiving part of it is, a great aspect. Just things like that, being able to catch the ball out the backfield, being able to just separate yourself, being different from other running backs in the league and other running backs that I was coming out with.
I like that. You got to always be looking for your separation. What's your separation? How do you separate yourselves from the others? A guy who did that is a guy that you've studied, and he's one of my favorite guys ever, and that's Arian Foster. I'm curious, what was it about his game that you liked, and what have you learned from watching him?
The first thing I liked about Arian Foster is just kind of the challenges that he's been through.
Right.
I believe he was an undrafted free agent, which that don't matter. Name you can call an undrafted free agent don't matter. If we're looking at the statistics, there's a lot of undrafted free agents that's in the Hall of Fame. So just him battling through that. He had fumbling problems, and he went, he fixed that real quick and got over that, made the proper adjustments, and just how he ran the ball. He ran the ball hard every play. He was just able to do a lot of things, catch the ball at the backfield very well. People had him running at a certain time, and he ended up having, home run speed. Him just defeating a lot of odds, which I feel like we share the same similarities. Just defeating odds, and nobody really thought he would be what he was, and things like that is what I really like about him. Just his run style, how he ran, the moves he had, how well he catch the ball. Just a back that can do it all.
That's a great response right there, because I appreciated his style, I appreciated his mindset, what he brought to it, and to your point, his background, and that you did actually have a lot of similarities with him or do. For instance, your only offer out of high school was to a Division II school in Nebraska. The story goes that first year, that's not exactly what you were hoping for, and you wanted to transfer, but that would mean going 1,000 miles away to California. What was that decision-making process like for you and your family? How did you approach that?
It was tough. I mean, I was an 18-year-old kid, but I knew that my mom, she always said, we turned 17, 18, you can make decisions for your life, for yourself. Her job from there was just try to make sure that, you don't put yourself in a bad decision or put yourself in a bad predicament. So I had already made my mind up when I was going home for the winter break that I was going to leave because I was connected to some junior college coaches already in California, and I like one of them a lot because when I first talked to him, he said the way you can catch the ball, your size, things like that. It was like, you're going to be a Pac-12 running back. That's the first thing he said to me. And I'm like, oh, wow, it's crazy. So I already had made my mind up. I just like how truthful my junior college was that I went to, Mount Sac, out in California, Mount San Antonio Community College. And I had went home, went a break, and I just kind of broke the news to my mom that I wasn't going back to University of Nebraska at Kearney. And, she didn't really like the idea of that. She wanted me to I still had the same goal if I was going to stay at Kearney. I already had a great situation, she felt like. But I just told her I wanted more. I wanted more. I believe I am more than where I was at in life. So she kind of understood. But at the same time, she still didn't want me to go. I just told my mom, I told my cousin and my brother because they was all in that situation. My mentor, John Waller, part of the Big Brothers Big Sister program, that, I was going to bet on myself. And life is about taking risks and what you do with the opportunities that you get. So they didn't really like it, but they understood because I was old enough to make my own decisions. And then, I ended up going to junior college out in California, 2018 spring, and, and it just went from there.
Dude, that is an amazing story. That's a great, great story. I love the fact that you started that by saying that your mother taught you when you're 17 and 18, you are old enough to make your own decisions. And then when you said to her, well, I've made a decision, and she said, I don't know if I like that decision, and you said, I got to do this. I got to do this. For those who don't know, Mount Sac is a legendary program. It's a great, great program out here. And then you come out here, and of course you want to have a coach who believes in you, and you got a coach telling you, like, look, I love your game. I love your size. I love what you bring to it. You can play in the Pac-12. But that doesn't mean these were easy days. As an example, when you were out here, you worked at a recycling plant. You were doing gig work like assembling furniture or working concert security at Coachella, the Electric Daisy Carnival. I'm kind of curious, like, you clearly were a young guy with a plan, but what did those gigs, that kind of work, do to your mindset and your view of what you wanted to do with the rest of your life?
Well, I was fortunate enough to meet a great man in my life, and that's what made me realize, because as I was growing up, that's what made me realize how a lot of people just talking about it's the connections you make through life. So I was fortunate. I was walking through the store. I was fortunate to meet my godpops. His name is Cameron Jones, and I was fortunate. I met him just walking to the store in a parking lot, and he was walking. He was coming from Denny's, and he just stopped me. It was like, you're a ball player. I can tell. I mean, I was a young, 18, 19-year-old kid. I had tank top on and some shorts and some slides or something. And I guess he could just tell. And then we ended up chopping it up in a parking lot for a minute. And then he he knew because, I told him I go to junior college up the street. And just like that, he had ended up going to junior college out at Coffeeville in Kansas, in the Jayhawker League. And so he just kind of knew everything that I was going through. He was a guy from Florida, so he ended up offering me $20, and I was just looking at that $20 like, I'm not a big fan of taking money or taking things from people. And he was like, it's okay, like, you don't owe me anything. I just like young people in the world need help. And it's okay to get help. And so I ended up taking that, and we exchanged numbers, and we ended up having a great relationship. He's still in my life now, and he helped me get jobs, things like that. Recycling plant. I was working there with him, and he helped me get the warehouse furniture jobs, things like that. So, I mean, I'm doing them jobs, and we both know, because he was a part of my life as well too. We both know, like, this is not what I wanted to be. Like, this is not where I see myself working a 9-to-5 job, however many hours. Some hours I was going to work at 5 in the morning. Things like that. As well as I got football next week or whatever. And Saturday or Sunday, I'm working at 5 in the morning. So it was just understanding you have to do whatever was necessary in order to make it, out of that hole that I was in during college, and that's what that's what it took. That's what it put my mind in. Even just going during college, I understood it. It would either make you or break you. And I was one of them guys. I was not going to be broke.
Rachaad White's joining us. Another great story. So when you were at Arizona State, you were teammates with a friend of Jackson He. Now, you first met him when you joined the program. He's the first Chinese-born player to score a TD in FBS when he scored against Arizona in 2020. Earlier in that game, you had a chance to score, but you stepped out of bounds because you wanted him to have a chance to score. He finally got it later in that game, but why was it so important to you that he get that moment and that experience?
For me, it was important because I was a guy that understood, my talent and my ability. But, I mean, like I said, it's not about you. It's about making people around you better. It's about changing others' lives. I know I would have a great opportunity to change my life for sure. But I know I can, if I could change somebody else's life, that's what separates. That's what makes you different. So that was my biggest whole goal, is to change and have an impact on somebody else's life and make the people in my life or my teammates around me better.
It seems to me like, and this is part of the reason why you're involved in the Big Brothers, Big Sisters program. What would you say to somebody listening right now, whether they're a possible big or a possible child, about getting involved in Big Brothers and Big Sisters? Why is that so critical, and why is that such a good opportunity?
I feel like it's so critical because, you don't know whatever someone is going through in their life. Life is tough for parents, and life is tough for, kind of kids growing up. Kids seek attention and they want somebody that really care about them, to play with them and things like that. And I understand as a parent, it's kind of tough. Parents be tired. They do everything they can possible. So I feel like a Big Brother / Big Sister program, it helps you out. It helps you as a kid, helps you get the attention and the play that you need, and just help you get a great mentor that guides you, guide you through life, and because you're going to make bad decisions in life, and you need a mentor there that, can relate, because everybody, life is tough. So everybody you don't make the right decision all the time, but you try to be the best possible version of yourself. And that's what life is about. What you can get out of it, and be the best version of you. So I say the Big Brother, Big Sister program, it helped me out a lot. Helped me get that right mentor, that right guidance, the right leadership that I needed in my life, and as well as had a lot of fun going to the park playing ball. That's why part of the reason why I could catch so well, playing catch all the time, every weekend. And, I had brothers and I had siblings in the house, so a lot of things helped me out. But just having that big brother take me for some ice cream on a day I wasn't, feeling so hot, or just being there, like I said, change my mood of the day, or change the way I thought about things, and my perspective on life.
So, Rachaad, one final thought. Just listening to you, hearing you, I've got a feeling that Tom Brady is going to appreciate your approach, your mindset, your process. And, you're going to share a backfield with the GOAT now. And so you know what that represents. I'm curious, have you heard from him at all? And what kind of expectations do you have of playing with him?
No, I haven't heard from him at all. I get a lot of them questions. It's funny. He's the greatest of all time. He's doing his thing, whatever it is that, he got to do. And I'm still doing my thing, training and doing what I need to do to be, like I said, the best possible version of me. And, what I'm looking forward to for the Buccaneers, I know they're going to put me in great situations, great spot. My expectation, my goal is I'm going in there competing. I want to be the starting running back. That's how I go. I know I got Lenny in front of me, and I'm gonna soak up a lot of knowledge from Lenny in that running back room, Giovanni Bernard. That's just the type of guy I am. But I'm always a competitor first, and I'm just doing my job. Whatever my coaches need me to do, whatever Tom need me to do, I'm just there to do my job. And like I said, be the best player I can possibly be the smartest player, And I know Tom can, help slow the game down for me. I can learn a lot from him, even though we play different positions. And I can understand, just how to get better in certain ways, certain areas. And, that's, like I said, soaking knowledge in and just learning. And that's life, I got to grow. I was in college, so I got to grow from college to my rookie year. My rookie year, I got to take another step to the next year, But obviously, you got to complete the first step of your journey and things like that, which is, that's rookie minicamp next week and stuff like that. So I'm just taking it day by day, step by step, getting it better each day than what I do and on my craft. And, I know Tom, he'll help me out in a lot of ways.
I'll tell you what, you kind of chuckled when I said, have you heard from him? You said, yeah, people keep asking me that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make it right. Next time I talk to him, I'm going to ask him if he's heard from you, because I think that he needs you as much as you need him. All right, so I'll make that right.
Appreciate that.
You got that, Rachaad. Listen, great to have you on the show. Rare is the recent draft pick who can just hold down 15-plus minutes on this show, but you just did, man. I appreciate you. Much respect and much appreciation. Great to have you on the show, Rachaad. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
you got it. Appreciate you. That was fun. That was good stuff. Really thoughtful young guy.